Hey, this is Judgment Awaits with 3dayrespawn.com, and I've got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. And if you're like me, you've been waiting for this game for years. I think it's been pushed back literally over a year, but it's finally here, or at least the beta is. And thanks to Lifesong, I got to play this beta, and I'm going to show you what it's about and give you an idea. So, first thing I wanted to show you, though, is the character customization, or I should say weapon customization. So, I'm just going to skip this. And let me get out of this. That was the last thing I earned it or something like that. So I'm going to go down to characters here and click on that, and it's going to bring up your classes. Alright, you have 3 classes available to you in the beta. I'm sure you're going to have more classes once the full game is released, but there's one that I can't unlock. But you got Rifleman, Engineer, and Scout. And you can read what they are and what they do and what benefits they have. Something cool about the Scout is when you're not moving, you get this active camouflage that comes over you. So basically, you become invisible. Think of the movie Predator, where the monster or the alien, could turn on that thing and it becomes, very hard to see. It's pretty similar to that. Scouts tend to use sniper rifles and submachine guns. If you're wondering about the sniper rifle, it seemed like it was a 2-shot kill to the chest or other areas and a 1-shot kill to the head, but I could be mistaken about that. Now, engineers, they have shotguns and rifles, and they kind of have the spidey sense where they can tell if somebody's scoped in on them, but I really didn't use this class and can't comment too much on it. I spent most of the game using the Rifleman class, and they usually come with an assault rifle or an LMG, and if you use the LMGs, you can suppress your enemy. But I use the assault rifle, and they're supposed to have better armor, and they can withstand more shots to the torso, but I didn't notice that at all. Now, if you look above Rifleman, you'll see that I'm a level 5. For each level, you get basically an unlock that you can apply towards your gun or some other, maybe your equipment or everything like that. So for every level, you get 1 unlock, and you get 1 unlock for your Ghost and your Bodart team, both. All right, so you don't just have to pick one side. If you're using the Ghost, you're going to be modifying your ACR or whatever the weapon that is. If you're doing the other side, you're going to be doing your AK-47 or whatever you're using there. So as you can see, I've used all 5 unlocks for my Ghost setup, and I've only used 3 for the other setup. Now if I press Y, you can see I changed factions to the other side, and you can see what I look like and everything like that. You can change appearance and everything. I'll get into that. But alright, so I'm going to select the Ghost loadout, and here you can change your loadout of your weapons and equipment and everything like that, or change your appearance or check your progression. But I want to go back to loadout, and I'm going to click on that. Maybe. There we go. And here you see now I can change my primary weapon. You can change my secondary weapon, grenade, and equipment. So I'm going to go into equipment first just to show you. There's not much available in this area. There's a camera. That's like a personal UAV kind of like. I didn't even know I could use it. And there's an ammo box, and boy, I found some people already had that unlocked, and they were spamming me with grenades. I don't know how many more grenades you get or anything like that because I don't have it unlocked. But there's a med kit. But I have the camera on there, but I only used it once and it didn't really help me, but I'm sure, I just didn't know what I was doing. I'm not going to show you secondary weapon. You basically have a pistol or a taser or some other things that you can use, but I want to show you the primary weapon. And this is kind of cool because, in other games you can add attachments to your weapons, but man, you really can customize this. So here I have an LMG available and the ACR, and you can see I'm focusing on that. So I'm going to click on that, break it apart. If you're a fan of Sons of Guns or any of those other shows, you're going to like being able to do this. But alright, clicked on optics, and you can see, normally you're going to start with the iron sights, but I purchased a red dot, and I used one of my credits to do that. But here's some other scopes that you have available, but I always liked red dots, so that's what I went with. Alright, so I'm going to go back, and each of the different areas you can mess with, and they change the gun or add things to the gun, like the trigger, right? Normally it comes with a full auto trigger, and you can also get a match trigger, a semi-automatic trigger, one pull is 1 bullet, or you can go to the 3-round burst, and I actually used a token to unlock the 3-round burst for that, but I didn't like it, so I went back to the full auto. The nice thing about this is you can, customize your gun and then go try it in the firing range and see how you like it. But I went back to the full auto, and I'm gonna back out of this. Alright, magazine, don't call it a clip. Alright, I've got the round drum because I like to spray and shoot a lot of bullets, but here's some other things. You start with the full metal jacket ammunition standard. You can get the, dual magazines where you get faster reloads, but I went to this round drum because I like to be able to shoot and everything like that. And I put this on there. It's an angled foregrip. I actually have this for my paintball gun. But it helps reduce the amount of recoil, and these guns are going to have a lot of recoil, so you're probably going to want something like that. But there's a ton of different other options that you can get for the underbarrel. They have these things, bipods, and 40 millimeter launchers, smoke launchers, and everything like that. I guess the tubes, as you'd call them. So, but like I said, I went with there's shotgun. There's a taser. I saw that used once, and that was actually pretty cool, or a stun gun, whatever you want to call it. Rail cover, and here's a foregrip, but I thought that would help with recoil, but it just helps with maneuverability. So I went with the angled foregrip, and I seem to really like that. You can definitely notice a difference on your weapons when you add these things, but that's basically the customization, and you can change all these other different things. Oh, here, side rail. I equipped the heartbeat sensor. To be honest with you, though, I didn't notice it working. So I'm sure I got to play around with that a little bit more. I only used it for one game, and I didn't really notice anything. So here's something that helps you with aiming, and you also have this. Rail cover is not going to do anything. So I went with this, but like I said, I couldn't really figure it out. It's not like in Call of Duty where you get that little screen that pops up. But I was hoping that it would show up on my mini map, and maybe it did, but I just didn't seem to, I just didn't see it working too well. So there's how you can really customize your gun, and that is pretty awesome. You can do the same with your pistol, and you can change your equipment out and use your unlocks and everything like that. So, and you can change your appearance. But I'm going to go into the multiplayer and show you what that's about, though, right now. Alright, so we're loading a multiplayer game. Great job with Ubisoft. I only had a little bit of issue of getting into a game, but it wasn't like anything with the EA servers that usually are horrible the first, week or anything like this. And this is a closed beta, not a lot of people playing. So I got in and was able to play. So here I can pick my loadout, which class I want and everything like that. And here I can choose who I want to spawn on. You can't spawn on a person if they're dead or in combat, obviously, or too near an objective. So you can also spawn on a compound, and that's what I'm going to do because I want to get a feel for this map. Now this map is pretty much cigar shaped, so you have two basic ends, and you try to move in towards the other end, and you want to capture points, and you want to control them and defend them, and there's all different types of objectives in this game, so you're not just doing the same different thing. So right now I spawned in here, and it's like I said, it's in the middle of a game. So I don't know, some people must have backed out, but you see that white thing that says interact? That's what I'm going for. All right, and obviously it's third person, a third person shooter, but you can aim down your sights and actually go into first person mode, and that takes a little bit getting used to. So if you press your left trigger, all right, your aiming reticle is going to move closer in, and you can get a better shot. But if you push in the right thumbstick, you go into first person mode, and you actually can aim down your sights. So I'm trying to get used to this map and figure out where I'm at. The people that I'm playing against, these people must have been playing all day and everything like that, because they have a good feel of these maps. And I tell you what, I played 10 games, and my team lost every game, and this was probably the closest game that there was. So that was a little frustrating, but as with any really new game, there's going to be that learning curve. So if you're frustrated, don't feel like you're alone or anything like that. I was too, and there I just get taken out. So that's a cool animation. That guy just manhandled me and took me out. I tried doing that to some other people, but they'd always end up doing it to me. It's kind of like the knife in Call of Duty. I sneak up behind somebody and go to knife them and miss, and then they actually end up knifing me. But as you can see in the bottom right, there is a HUD. Now, I did not do a good job using that, and I don't know if it's the location and I'm used to it being, up high or anything like that, but I found myself not really looking at that. So I don't know about the location and the size of it. It seems pretty small. I guess I'd like it zoomed in a little bit more, or a little bit bigger HUD, but whatever. You can see I have frag grenades. I have one there, and I have my bullet count right there. So right there I pop out and shoot that guy, and I'm just using the left aiming trigger. I didn't actually aim down the sights. And here comes a grenade. Boy, I tell you what, there was this one game that I pretty much died. I think I died 10 times, and 8 out of 10 were grenades. You're going to see a lot of grenade spamming in this game. At least that's what I noticed, especially when, you're trying to hold objectives and get there. So, a lot of people like to throw those grenades in those objectives, and hopefully there'll be some kind of counter to that. But here you can see what everybody's doing, and then I came in with 2 other people, and one got pushed on the other team, so I'm seeing who's on my team and everything like that. You can see your teammates by pressing the start button, and you can see a layout of the map bring up a big layout if you press the back button, so remember to do that, especially when you're trying to get a feel for these maps. Now, I am not a huge Battlefield 3 player, but this game kind of reminded me of Battlefield, with the ability to spawn on people and the squads and the objectives and just the way it, how you take people out and kill people and everything like that. I just saw, it seemed like there were a lot of similarities to that. So if you like Battlefield, you're probably going to like this. This game takes, well, at least these objective type games, really take teamwork. And I'll show you what I mean a little bit later on in this other clip. But you really have to communicate well, and, I think it's going to be hard for you to just go solo and try to do everything yourself. You really have to have some people with you to help you out, especially when you're trying to take objectives. If you get into this beta and you're playing these games and you have a person, you get there with a buddy to the objective, make sure, that person is taking the objective, and make sure your rest of your teammates are helping them out, and have them not stand close together. Spread out and try to see where the enemy's coming from, because if you all stand together, you're going to take a grenade and everybody's going to die. So, really communicate with your team. A lot of people come into these games and they don't say anything, and, you really suffer. So, we really want to stress the communication aspect of this. Now, right now, we are defending an area, and so I'm trying to figure out where everybody's coming from. And you can see your teammates are in green, and sometimes you'll see the enemy in red. That just depends if there's a UAV or some kind of device that, shows where the enemy is. Sometimes the objectives that you take seem like they put out something. And right now I'm using the left aiming trigger, and I'm having trouble killing this guy. I should be aiming down the sights at him, so I am not doing anything on this guy, and he's probably... And there's a grenade! Yeah, I took another grenade. Awesome. But I'm going to try to get back. Seems like my teammates are both dead. You can only spawn on the people in your squad. And I'm not sure where my other friend General is. I thought he was in my squad. But I'm going to have to spawn back at the compound and just hump it back there. Now, graphics-wise, when I was playing the game, I wasn't too impressed with the graphics. But now that I'm watching back my captured, gameplay, the graphics look pretty decent and pretty nice. And there's a guy trying to take it, and I'm going to take him out. I should have aimed down the sights. Oh, and there he throws a grenade at me, but I'm going to get him with a grenade. Man, really use your grenades, and it's the left bumper that you can throw your grenade with, or you can use your D-pad to cycle through your equipment and your grenades. So there I am aiming down the sights, finally learning how to do that, and it's going to take you a while to get the feel for that, how this game plays and everything like that. So give yourself a chance with that. But like I said, when I was playing the game, the graphics, I was really disappointed, but now that I'm watching it back, it looks pretty good. So I don't know if I had a cable loose or something like that. I've been moving around. There it gets stomped and taken down again. So I don't know but anyways, I don't know if I had a cable loose or something like that, but the graphics look pretty darn good in my opinion. Now, ranking up wise, it's pretty much similar to the Battlefields and the Call of Duties. You get points for killing somebody. You get more points if you kill somebody from cover. So, you're really going to have to use cover in this game to get around the map. You can't just run around. At least that's what I've found, especially if you're playing a good team. So you're going to have to utilize that and play a little bit more tactically than you'd have to play, say, in a Call of Duty, which is what I'm most familiar with. Now, right there when I'm shooting somebody, I don't like that I'm not getting hit markers. I'm used to Call of Duty. When you hit somebody, you almost can feel it that you're hitting them. But it doesn't happen in this, and I don't think that happens in Battlefield 3, as well. But that's just something that I noticed. But like what I was talking about before, you get more points if you shoot somebody from cover, or, you get points for doing the objectives and everything like that. So right now we're still trying to hold this area for a certain time limit. Now, besides holding areas and doing things like that with the objectives, I noticed in the pipeline game you actually had to escort a member of your team, kind of, and try and keep them alive. So there's some different, different game types or different aspects of what you have to do, and each game has different elements. One time you're holding an area, one time you're trying to download some data or something like that. So if you see the interact portion, when the other team is getting to that and doing that, it has a red bar that fills up, so you can see how close you are and everything like that. Now, right now with this objective, we're both trying to secure it, and there I see that the red bar is almost full, so there's an enemy on it, and I need to get over there. And there I managed to get the guy that was trying to do it, and I think there's another guy back here. All right, so I got my buddy here, General Brat, that I'm playing with, and he said he's going to take the objective, so I want to try and protect him. Now, he does a good job telling me where they're coming from. Like he said, there's a guy coming from his right and everything like that, so I'm able to kill him before he can get to my teammate. So remember, to really communicate and don't stand close together when you're doing this, because like I said, there's going to be a grenade that pops in there and kills you. So right now I'm trying to figure out where they're coming from, and we're trying to defend this area now that we took it. So I managed to get another guy over there, and I think I end up eating another grenade. But there, we must have some kind of UAV out or something like that, because that guy is showing up as red, obviously. And there's another red guy. So I'm not exactly sure how you do that. And there I eat another grenade. But, we'll figure that out as this game goes along. I'm at the end of the game, though, and I went 24-17, which isn't too bad, I guess, for objectives and it being a new game, but not very good. But if you got any questions, let me know. As always, though, take care and God bless.